Yeah, the medical machine in our country uh, is amazing. It really is. I mean, the technology that has come along in the last few years in medicine, and particularly in how they treat prostate cancer for men, is just, I think, off the charts, technologically speaking. Uh, and I'm so confident in that room that they wheeled me in the morning or the afternoon 3 days ago for my radical prostatectomy, robotic. I had complete faith in my doctor. He has done thousands of them. Uh, but there is a team of people in that room, monitors everywhere. Um, Everybody has a specific job. They know that job and they know how to do it well. They've been trained, they've had experience, and I feel completely comfortable that they did what they needed to do. I think I got the best care and the best surgery that I could have hoped for where I went to. I'm not going to plug them and call this a commercial, so I'm not even going to mention it. But you do your research. You find a place that's giving you comfort that you're comfortable with. Talk to your doctor. Talk to your team. Ask questions. Okay, it's okay to ask questions because you're going to have many. And that actually, why I'm trying to share this with you is I know how you feel going in. You're afraid. If you're not afraid, then I don't know what to think. Maybe you're a little more robotic than the surgery. I mean, we're humans. When someone attaches the C word, cancer, to your name, it gets your attention. And yes, as even my daughter, who is in the medicine, when I found out I had it, I was diagnosed with it, in November of last year. So 6 months ago, actually on Thanksgiving Day, some Thanksgiving news. But, it makes you think about a lot of things. What's going to happen? What's going to be the results? Is there going to be long-term damage, this, that? Am I going to have ED problems? Am I going to be having to wear Depends every day? I mean, it just goes on and on, especially when you Google it and start asking those questions. Then everything pops up. You need this, here's a hospital does this. I mean, when you Google anything, now they know what you're thinking and they want to hit you with everything they can. The ads come at you full force. That's a whole nother story. But once you decide on who you trust, go with what they tell you. But do your research first. Find the therapy that you want, because there's more than just the radical prostatectomy. I mean, there's a lot of other options for men. My being 78, and what I studied, researched, and decided on was, let's just get this bad boy out and get it behind me. I had the option if I wanted to do different therapies. I just chose not to. I'm just going to get it out and get it done and move forward in my life. Interesting side note on that. As I was having my first counsel with my surgeon, of course, he had the stats on me. He knew my height. He knew my weight. He knew my age. And he was looking at that, I'm sure, when he said, by the way, my name's Larry. We'll leave it at that. He said, Larry, yeah, I really don't like that you're 78. I really don't like that your BMI is too high. It was. I was overweight. I would think 255, and I'm basically 6 foot, maybe a half an inch shorter, shrunk some over the years. So, he calculated my BMI. He probably didn't have to calculate it. Probably just looked at the weight and the height, and he went, those aren't the best terms, and being 78 is not good. So I didn't have a lot of good numbers going for me in his mind, and I totally understand that. I appreciate the fact that he shared that with me. He didn't sugarcoat anything. He didn't try to alarm me and say, oh, my God, I don't know if you're going to survive with those stats. It wasn't bad. And I said, Doc, I can't change my age. It is what it is. But I will dedicate to you right now, because I knew my surgery was at least 2 to 3 months out, because typically, I don't think they jump right into it unless you are have been diagnosed maybe of an aggressive, fast-moving. Mine was kind of mid-range as far as its progression, Gleason numbers and all that you can do research and get into, and they'll tell you how far along you are. And after they do the biopsy, which had to be done first, then they'll know more what type of cancer it is, how fast it's moving. They can look at all the imaging that they do, because believe me, they do a ton of imaging, MRIs, CAT scans, bone scans, over and over and over. I mean, they put you through the hoops. Not a big deal. You just do them. They get a lot of information. And then he came back and he says, this is what we see. I believe I can go in there and take it all out, and you're going to be good to go. But back to the being overweight thing, I said, I will dedicate myself to, between now and whenever you schedule my cancer, to lose all the weight I can do. One, because it makes your job easier, as I'm referring to the doctor. And two, it increases my chances of a good recovery and a good outcome. Now, he may have heard that before, and it's easy to make a promise like that, right? And I was saying it, I said to myself as I was saying it to him, don't you let him down, because you just flat told him that you would dedicate yourself to losing all the weight you could by surgery date. I went from 255 to 210 in a little over 2 months. Now, I could have done better. My goal was actually 200, but that was pretty sporty. Matter of fact, my friends that knew that I had prostate cancer began to see me maybe a week or two apart before they'd see me again. And they'd look at me, and I could tell by the looks in their eyes, and some of them even indicated to me, Larry, wow, you're losing, I don't even recognize you. Now, you can hardly know that yourself. You see yourself in the mirror every day, so it's the old thing when you see your kids grow every day, you don't see how fast or how tall they're getting. Other people hadn't seen them for a month or two or a year, see them, oh my God, you've grown so much. So it's that kind of deal. But all I'm saying is, if you are overweight, okay, and if your surgeon says, well, it would really help for you to lose some weight, you know what? You can do anything you set your mind to. I'm not going to get into my diet and what I did and all that, and I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. I actually feel like I should have done better. But do everything you can to get yourself ready for it. And one of them is doing Kegel exercises, and your team will tell you that. They'll tell you how to do them, how often to do them. Most likely, there again, I'm not playing doctor. I'm relating to you what I was told and what I did. And man, did I do some Kegels. I knew the word Kegel when I heard it, because I went to my wife's kids when they were being born. She did all that prior to, and it helps for a man. You got to squeeze that pelvic floor and toughen up those muscles, and because there is some things going on afterwards I'm going to share with you right now. Because this, there again, real time, it's still day 4. It's the afternoon of day 4. You were listening to me probably earlier on day 3. I want to share this with you. When you come out of that surgery, you've had so much chemical in you to keep you knocked out, knock you down, painkillers, everything. They have to give you a lot of drugs. I mean, hey, it is what it is. So all that stuff is still in your system. Well, what does it do? One of the side effects of that, it locks you up. You're constipated, most likely. I was. Most guys are. So, and that's something that always disturbs me, because all my life I have been as regular every morning as a German train schedule. I mean, really, my feet hit the floor. I have a cup of coffee or a glass of milk, a piece of toast. 20 minutes later, I'm in the bathroom. Ruha. It's all done. It's all good. No straining, nothing. I mean, we all sometimes can have a little lockup if we eat painkillers or something in our life. If we have an injury and they give you those painkillers or muscle relaxers, when they give you that, the peristalsis, fancy word for how your large intestine, squeezes and moves and gets the food to move to the right place to exit, that shuts down. And it's going to shut down to some degree for you, most likely, while you're getting those drugs they're going to give you for the surgery. and you're going to go, oh, I feel like I need to go. At least me. There again, this is me and what happened. So third day in, which was this morning, I was becoming concerned. And if you actually consider the day prior, when I was told not to eat anything the morning of, so I didn't really have been like 4 days without a good number. So it began to concern me, and I do this little thing with fiber that I use mixed with water that seems to always help me. And I was trying to eat right. I didn't just dive into a hamburger, even though you're going to be hungry as a horse when you when you finally get out of surgery, or I was. But I was trying to eat sensibly. But I was so concerned that I was going to have a problem when it was time for that to happen. And believe me or not, this morning, before daylight, my stomach, lower intestine, large intestine, must have started waking up from all the drugs, because I started having waves and waves and waves of cramps. You know what they are. Maybe when you've eaten the wrong food or eaten too much, or maybe even if you get a virus or something, you go through the stomach virus and you're feeling like you're going to bend double in pain. That's usually coming from that large intestine, which is the last exit point after all the food gets through the system. And man, it was hurting so bad, and it was scaring me, because I knew that I was locked, because I'd tried the day before, couldn't get anything to happen. So more and more pain, and finally around 9 o'clock this morning, I got up to do my first morning walk, and I got the signal. I think it's time to go to the toilet. So told my daughter, hey, I need to get in there, and I think I need to get in there quick. Dad, you need any help? No, just stand at the door, but keep it closed. Some things you just don't want to share, even with your kids. So listen, I went in there, and it was scary at first, because, hey, it's been a long time, and everything's been asleep, basically, down there. So when it started waking up, it came back with a roar, which was wonderful. I told my son, I actually sent him a text. I said, the clouds opened, there was a big rainbow, and there was a chorus of angels singing, hallelujah. Whew, it was glorious. I'll just use that word. So now that's moving for me. That's a milestone. For me, it's a milestone. It may be for you. I don't know. Something to think about. I'm just sharing thoughts with you real time. I mean, it happened a few hours ago. This is not something me talking about that happened last month or a year ago that I'm trying to remember. It's pretty fresh on my mind. So be prepared for that. Do everything you can to make that happen, but try not to freak out, because apparently with all my reading and all my research, and even guys I've talked to that's been there, done that, I hear that so often. Everything that I've shared with you so far are things I've heard from other guys that have said, hey, that's what happened to me. There again, I'm not saying it's going to happen to you, but I'm saying it could, and it's likely. It seems to be kind of the nature of things with this procedure. So keep a positive attitude and just listen. At this time of your life, when you go through this, it's a mental trip. Hey, there's no use in saying, it's not a big deal. It's a big deal. You go through this, I'm finding right now, one of the things that helps me the most, and I hope you're blessed with what I'm about to share with you, hope you have what I have, is family. My son and my daughter and my close friends, my orbit of people that care about me are everything. You talk about finding out who your real friends are when you go through something like this, they bubble up to the top. You will find people that you thought were your friends kind of disappear. That's okay. But you hang on and you appreciate and you tell those people that have been your support and have cared for you and have been concerned about you, because you know they are because of their actions, not their words. You make sure they understand how much you appreciate that, how much you treasure it, and just how important it is to you that they have exhibited that behavior towards you. Because I'm telling you what, it's golden. I, I put it right up there and value it as much as those surgeons that have the training they have and all that amazing equipment, the medical machine. That's twice, maybe three times I've mentioned those two words together. I have another little not comment, and not even a rant, but a sharing of thoughts with you about that I'll get into a little later. Try to remember not to be freaked out that you're locked up. It'll come, literally, eventually. Don't try to force it. If you try to force it too much, you're going to pay with the big H word, hemorrhoidal tissue, that you don't need to add that to your already discomfort. That's just more discomfort in the wrong place, if you get my drift. So, I know I'm babbling like a silly man. I just want to get all of this out while it's happening. And I'm doing this basically because I went on YouTube where I absolutely love YouTube. If I want to rebuild a particular car, I go on YouTube. Who's rebuilding a 57 Chevy? If I want to rebuild an old boat, I go on YouTube. Restoring old boats, it's all there. People are amazing out there that do videos, and you can learn so much. You have to sift through the BS. We know that. I mean, there's people that put up garbage, but there are people on YouTube that do things that are extraordinary, and you can learn a lot from it. So I know that. So, but anyway, I went on YouTube, and I searched, hey, what are the effects? What's the aftermath of prostatectomy, prostate cancer? I was kind of shocked that I didn't see what I thought I'd see. I thought I'd see a lot of guys that had been there, done that, actually talking about it. Hey, this is what happened to me. That's what I wanted to hear. That's who I wanted to talk and hear from, or not talk to, but listen to. There were a lot of canned, I call them canned videos. That you got a couple of nurses sitting down at the table saying, reading their script of what happened. No offense to a woman, I love them. I have nothing against a woman doctor or a woman nurse. I've got a couple of them in family. I adore them. But I want to hear from a man that's had that snip, cut, suck, however you want to describe it, the removal of that gland. And I want to know how they feel, what they went through as a man dealing with it. And I went, wow, there's not a lot of those out there unless I didn't do my search right. So as I was doing that, laying here and seeing that and kind of being disappointed in that, I went, you know what? I'm going to record my thoughts, my experiences, my babble. Maybe I can help one or two, or maybe one guy who's went through the same anxiety that I did when they said, Larry, you got prostate cancer. I'm sorry, my right hand shakes sometime, and I'm holding the old phone out in front of me, trying to hold it still. Yeah, I think all of us men this age, or even earlier, I've got friends that hit that C word at 50, 55, and here I am, 78. Get your attention. We need answers. We need to talk to somebody that's been there, done that. That's who I want to talk to. I would rather, and of course, I want to talk to a good surgeon and doctor and team, but also want to talk to people that have lived it, remember it, know the experiences, and tell me about their road that they walked. And I'm gonna share with you my road that I walked, and maybe it'll help. So I'm gonna shut up for now, and I'll be back with you later.